After his testimony, I sat down with Secretary of Defense Gates. He told me the first new troops will arrive in Afghanistan in 2 weeks. I asked him when the first troops would start coming home. The president said July 2011. Is that a definite date?
I think what people need to understand is that July 2011 is the beginning of a process. This will be a gradual process, and it will depend on the conditions in each province.
Well, the process may be attenuated, but it will begin in July 2011?
That is his intent. We will have a serious reassessment in December of 2010 that will tell us if our strategy is on track and whether we will be able to meet that timeline.
But if you're going to have a reassessment in December of next year, why say now we are going to start withdrawing July 2011?
Because the other part of the balance, beyond signaling resolve, is also making clear to the Afghans that we are not going to be there forever and provide them with protection. They have to accept responsibility. They have to step up to the plate. The Afghans live in a very rough neighborhood, and my suspicion is a number of them would like for us to stay indefinitely. And what we want to signal to them, we want to light a fire under them to understand the urgency of them beginning to get more of their people recruited, more trained, and more into the field fighting alongside our folks, and then assuming responsibility.
But in 2007, when we were contemplating the surge in Iraq, then Senator Obama was questioning Secretary of State Rice and saying, what if it doesn't work?
Well, one of the things that we have done is establish benchmarks and things we are going to measure quite literally on a monthly basis. Are the Afghans recruiting the number of people they've promised to? How is the fight going in the countryside?
And if the answers are no?
And if the answers are no, that's the purpose of the December 2010 evaluation of where we are.
If we increase the number of troops by almost 50%, should we expect also there will be an increase in casualties?
There will be an increase in casualties. Every life is precious, but I think it is virtually certain that come spring and the resumption of the full fighting season, that those casualties will grow. The President gives the orders to send the troops, but every soldier and Marine and Airman and sailor who goes abroad and goes into Afghanistan goes over my signature. And if I came to the conclusion that these lives were being put at risk for no good purpose, I wouldn't sign those orders anymore.
And finally, I mentioned that the country sees terrorism as a real threat. But in those same polls, when you ask them, is the war in Afghanistan worth fighting? In almost every poll, there is now a slight majority saying no.
I like to think of myself as something of a historian. War has never been popular among the American people, contrary to international mythology. I think strong leadership, clear and decisive actions on the part of the President, the American people will follow that.